What's up, guys? This is probably the start of the next video. I just got off work on my way to David's house to drop the turbo off to get it ported. So hopefully, probably not going to get it ported tonight, just dropping it off, but hopefully tomorrow, once I get off, we'll have the turbo ported and ready to go back on the engine. Depending on what time I go home from David's, maybe I'll bolt the suspension back on. And I also actually still need to take those measurements for Adam Crystal, who's building the charge pipe for the intercooler, just to verify a bunch of stuff. But yeah, maybe the next update will be at David's, getting this thing set up. If not, I will talk to you guys once I get home. Alright, what's up, everyone? Last update I gave, we were on my way to David's house to drop off the turbo. With that, we actually found out that the seat for my wastegate was cracked. So, thankfully though, my old turbo, that housing is still good. So, either I'm going to have David stop by here sometime tomorrow while I'm at work to pick up the other housing, or I'll just run over there after work again, drop that off so we can get that properly ported. And then what I also did was finally got some inspiration. The weather was nice. Went ahead and masked up the hood and just laid down some primer so we can get a nice coat of gold on the bottom side of this. Yeah, pray for me that my masking job was actually good, because if not, we might have a partially gold hood now. But yeah. All right, what's up, everyone? This will probably be the last update for the night. We'll pick up the rest of what I need to do tomorrow. So I'll show you guys what I got done. So went ahead and laid color. So the hood is now gold. I might actually need to spray a little bit more. Yeah, I just got to do a few touch-ups. And yeah, so tomorrow probably take the masking tape off. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the gold glitter on the bottom of the hood like I did on the engine bay. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll take my other turbo housing to David's house so that they can get started on that. I'm not really in a rush since we're waiting on shipping for the parts like I've been saying. But yeah, maybe tomorrow actually, depending on what time I get off and how I'm feeling, we will get the hood unmasked and probably start reassembling the front end. Just little things that I can do while waiting for parts since we can't put the engine in. So yeah, this thing's gonna look pretty good with gold bay, underside of the hood to match. I might redo a couple wiring things, just make them look a little nicer, figure out what I have to do. I went ahead and took the measurements to know the angles that I will need for that charge pipe for the intercooler, so I can go ahead and send those to Adam. He should hopefully be done with that charge pipe next week, just in time for us to put the engine back in next weekend. I still have to bolt the knuckles back onto the coilovers. Probably should get my toe plates back from one of my buddies that I let borrow them, so I could do a proper front end alignment and make sure that everything's tight. So put all that back together. I'm gonna try and see if adding a 10 mil spacer to the front will help my rubbing issue, along with those aftermarket tension rods when they show up. But yeah, so that'll be it for tonight. We'll pick up the rest of the video tomorrow. All right, what's up, everyone? So didn't really do too much today. Kind of just took the day off from working on the car, but I did get a handful of things done. What I did get done was I cleaned up the wiring harness, pretty much cleaned up a lot of the connections and whatnot. Also, my buddy David went ahead and picked up the clean turbo housing off of my old blown turbo, because that exhaust housing was actually cracked. But there's that. I don't remember where I put the, oh, the compressor, or the core is right there. Tightened up a couple things on the engine that I noticed were not tight. And then we also got the front suspension bolted on, and then I'm just going to test fit the how well the wheels fit with the 10 mil spacers on. I also started to go through and figure out how to hardwire my fuel pump. I'm actually not sure if we're going to hardwire it, because I might have actually found a way for it to work with the factory wiring, which will make it a little bit nicer. Other than that, I want to say that was all. Oh, also today I did go and drop off all the parts that I'm going to get powder coated to my powder coaters. If you guys are in the Pacific Northwest, Puget Sound area on the west side of the state, or just anywhere, you could always mail it to them or something. But J&S Coatings on Instagram, and then S&J Coatings, I believe, is what their Facebook page is. Their prices are pretty cheap, and they do pretty good work. And they can get it done pretty quick. They can do anything from subframes, valve covers, wheels, pretty much anything that you could think of that would need to be that you'd want powder coated, they can do. They were the ones who powder coated the valve covers on this. Also, they did my intake manifold, which it's kind of beat up because it's just, yeah. They also, you can't really see it, but they're the ones who did the oil pan gold. My skid plate, that is pink, they did that. The gold wheels on the car, they redid them gold. If you guys remember correctly, they were gray before, or like a gunmetal color. What else did they powder coat for me? My rear crash bar is actually powder coated, not painted. They did that. I know they did a couple things on the MR2 for me, actually, which was pretty cool, just to make the engine bay a little cleaner. But they did the valve covers, and I want to say they just mainly did the valve covers just to clean it up a little bit. They also did my little heat shield plate. They're pretty much going to be powder coating my radiator brackets, my hood hinges, and my transmission mount, just so it doesn't look all old and dull. But yeah, we'll see what I get done on the car tomorrow, which I actually want to try. And I'm probably just going to throw the stock tension rods on for now, just so I can get the car on the ground. So we'll do that, because I haven't gotten confirmation on shipping on my aftermarket ones yet. So get my stock tension rods put back in, get the wheels on, probably put the car on the ground. Might try and mount the fenders. I found the place where I want to put my fog lights for the car. So I'm going to try and mount the fog lights to the bumper, get those all wired up. We can't really mount the bumper until I get the charge pipe back, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, pretty much we're kind of just waiting on shipping and parts to come back from fabrication, powder coat, so that we can get the engine put back in and the car put back together. Man, I'm really trying to think of what else there is to do. We really are at a standstill. The other thing that we're gonna wait on, which I might actually just do that after I get the engine put back in, but more than likely I'm gonna have Belfair hose down in, I believe it's Mason County. I'm gonna see if they can make me some custom power steering hoses, which shouldn't be too hard, but they'll be able to crank those out in like a day. Oh, that's the thing that I can do before the engine goes back in, but make sure everything's tight so there's no oil leaks from any of my fittings for the turbo. and make a new return hose so that it's more direct, and I will hopefully fix the turbo burning oil issue, because that turbo should not burn oil because it has no shaft play. There's nothing wrong with it. And then I'll probably film a little bit tomorrow, but tomorrow we are going to go to David's house to check out the turbo. Hopefully it's done so I can take it home, mount it back up on the engine. If I actually remember and don't forget, I'll go ahead and film some stuff over there, do a little bit of a walkthrough on David's cars and projects, and just see where he's at, what he's done with his cars, because, shoot, I don't even think... Yeah, David actually hasn't been in any of the videos yet. Like, we haven't covered any of his cars or anything, but he has a 1990 Miata, I believe it is, with a 1.8 swapped into it. Coilovers, he pretty much has it set up for autocross, which is really cool. And then he picked up this $250 Ford Festiva that he just got running. It is a manual, and that's kind of just his side project. He's got a bunch of cool stuff. Him and his dad know how to do a lot of stuff on cars that I really don't. But yeah, we'll have to... Maybe I'll start doing rounds, going around to check out everyone's cars and just do videos on them, hang out, you know, the usual. Tomorrow, I'm probably also going to go to my buddy Gabe's house and help him with his cars. He has a bunch of third-gen Celicas and Toyota trucks and whatnot, so we'll maybe film a little bit there, cover some of his stuff, which is, in my opinion, really cool. He's building a 1UZ Celica GTS. That's currently not at his house. It's actually at his work, getting fully redone. But yeah, so I'm not sure if this will be the end of the video or if I'll pick it back up tomorrow. But if it is, you know, just keep watching. I'm hoping you guys are liking the content, the little things that I'm doing on the car. Yeah. Well, see you guys in the next one.